Hello mga ka-agri! Welcome to AgriStorya. Another exciting episode will be featured today. AgriStorya is an online talk series initiated by the College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries of the Caraga State University. This month's AgriStorya will focus on career path in agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of our country's economic structure, employing a huge portion of the population. Although agriculture has long been associated with the production of important food crops, at the moment agriculture extends beyond farming. It encompasses a broad range of activities. That is why it is important that we understand each other's specialization, appreciate each other, and use our own uniqueness to grow agriculture in the country in the middle of agriculture's vast diversity. Through this platform, our students and the youth will appreciate agriculture. For today's series, we have career path in agronomy. For our uh, for our resource speaker for today, she is a very reliable speaker. She graduated or she is an agronomy student. She finished her MS in agronomy and BS agronomy in Central Mindanao University. And during her bachelor's degree, she graduated as cum laude. She is also an exchange student at Tokyo University of Science and Technology in the year 2003 to 2004. Currently, she is the department chair of the Department of Agronomy and Plant Breeding. Let us welcome Dr. Raquel Oclaret Salingay. Let us give her a round of applause, please.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you, even virtually, and maybe in the future, I hope to see you in person. So I am here for the whys and where and the question that is always hunting you. So I will try to give you clue on what career path you would be. So let me share my short presentation. So I would like to thank, before that, I would like to thank the CSU people for inviting me in this special event of their university. So as I've said earlier, this is why I'm here. This arrows and the question that is always hunting you. And I will start this one by sharing to you my story, and maybe this is also the story of everyone. So when we were young, when I was young, because technically I'm no longer young, I was always hunted by this question: who you will be in the future? Even in preschool, or even younger, or if not this question, synonymous to this question, like what you want to become in the future. This question hunted me for several years, no? Almost 4 decades now. But ano nga ba? When I was young, there are a lot of answers. Well, you can be an engineer, you can be a lawyer, maybe an entrepreneur, or a teacher, or a social worker, or a researcher, or perhaps a doctor. But no one, even me, said I will be an agriculturist. And even my playmates don't recognize that agriculture is important. Now, that's my answer when I was a preschooler. When I graduated high school, the same question is hunting me. But then this time, it's more clearer because we have a synonymous to this question. Like, this is clearer now. What can I contribute for the future? Or else, when my time is over, how would people remember me? I guess this is more meaningful. And then, followed by the question, what career path should I take? Well, I thought of that a lot of times and I realized I just want to help people. But how? Well, I don't know. But I just wanted to help people. Then once, after graduation, my old man said to me, you can be an agriculturist. Well, there are a lot of questions running in my mind that time. What? What is agriculturist? Then he said, that is an occupation, a profession, a way of life of growing food for the benefit of manhood, of humankind. Well, for that, the guided with my determination to help the people, then I enrolled agriculture. In middle years of my college, then I realized that I actually wanted to feed the world. And maybe this is my contribution. This would be the thought, the line that I want people remember me when I'm gone. I wanted to feed the world. So my journey began, my career path began. Yes, agronomy, and that is my specialization. I always believe that career doesn't start after graduation. It started when you make a decision and when you take a step to achieve that decision. So agronomy, I enrolled in agronomy, and now people would ask me, so how's your dream and what did you become? Well, happily, I answered, I am happy, contented, and serving my purpose. Technically, I become a teacher. That's my occupation. I am also a development worker, an extensionist, a researcher, maybe an artist, because every now and then we plan out, we decide on things, we harmonize things for production. But some would say, are you rich? No, not now, maybe later if I engage into entrepreneurship. Maybe. But the point is, I just want to feed the world. That's my dream. That's my ambition. And I guess I'm on my way. Really? Yeah. Because agronomy, if you try to take a look what agronomy is, it is defined as the science, art, and business, which is concerned in field crop production and management. See, if you're trying to ask me the opportunity here in this specialization, I should answer, when you see the sun shining and how far it can go, that's the opportunity in agronomy. Nobody can live without agronomy and without agronomists. Why? Okay, let's try to define what is field crop. What are field crops? So, sabi nga nila in love life, minsan, walang forever, di ba? In a relationship, walang forever. Especially yung mga bitter. But in field crops, meron kang forever. Because when you wake up in the morning, you have this one, or even in a day, di pwedeng wala ka nito, and wala ka nito. No? Wala kang rice, kung hindi man rice, yung maize or mais, and or without that, you can have the bread out of wheat. And these are field crops. Meaning, field crops covers the food crop, fiber crops, and the feed crops. Hindi po pwedeng wala sila in everyday. So meron tayong forever with them. Even if you're on diet, nandito si kamote and other root crops. If you are a vegetarian, meron ding soya, soybeans, mung beans, and other legumes. I guess you have now an idea how broad is the opportunity with this field. I don't want to say, but without this, the economy may collapse. But then we can contribute in any way. Okay. So then, this is our path. This is our career path. You can just imagine the world without crops. Oh no, can you imagine the world without agronomists? The world without those people growing these crops the world without these people feeding the world. Yeah? Okay. So this would be the things, as I've said earlier, that there can be a lot of career path you can take under this specialization. Well, for sure, some people or some youth nowadays will be thinking of working, will be thinking of employing, will be thinking of getting rich. But even if without employment outside, you can be rich. You can produce your own food. So you can be engaged into food production. Okay? As agronomist, you can be the manager. You manages the farm. You manages every inputs in the farm to increase production, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Okay? So you can have a farming system that can be sustainable. Yung pag-matching sa mga crops in your area, even how small it is, you can magnify the harvest if you will have a proper management. So that is included in agronomy. Okay. Apart from being producer, you can be an entrepreneur. Yeah? You can sell your own products and gain income from it. Or from that entrepreneurial endeavors, you can hire people, you can employ people so that there would be an increase in income. So contributing to the national income. Or from there, as an entrepreneur, you can also serve to the farmers, to the food producers. Okay? See, even without employment, you can be a manager of your own, you can produce your own food, and you can serve the people. Now, next, if you don't like that, we have this another, a researcher or a scientist. Well, being an agriculturist, being an agronomist doesn't only focus on producing agri, but you can also be a researcher, a scientist. This they have this improved farming through your research and improve QOL of our farmers. You know QOL? Quality of life. So somehow you can serve by being an agronomist as researcher. Okay. Another, not just a researcher, a producer, or an entrepreneur. You can be a development worker, an extensionist. You can bring technologies to the poor. You can bring technologies to the farmers. The develop from research, you can bring that one to them so that it can be implemented by the farmers and improve the quality of life. Somehow you contributed. Not directly tilling the land, but tilling the mind of the people. Improving their capacities. Directly improving the quality of life through the use of the technologies developed in the research. Okay? Then, or you can be a teacher or an educator. Who said that agronomists can't be an educator? Me, myself, I am an educator. If I cannot till the land directly, if I cannot go directly to research or extend myself to the community, then I can be an educator. I can teach the young minds. I can shape the young minds so that these young minds, the mind of the youth, will be directed to improve the production. Teach them agronomy. Teach them how to till the land so that we can have a better production, a sustainable farming system, a sustainable agriculture, and a sustaining food, erasing the hunger, erasing those people from poverty. With my experience in employment, I have seen different phases of poverty. I also have seen different phases of wealth. But one thing I can sure, all of us utilizes agronomic crops. And who are behind those agronomic crops or the food crops? It is us, the agronomist. And so that's why I said, being in this career, in this path, you have vast opportunities, as vast as the sun can shine. So before I would end, I would like to share this one from Mahatma Gandhi. If you give me a rice, I'll eat today. But if you teach me how to grow rice, I'll eat every day. So then, ganito lang yan, mga ka-AgriStorya. You should leave a mark. You can find your future, find your path, and leave a mark. I have this abbreviation, DAKPA. Naingan sila, DAKPA ang swerte. DAKPA ang imuhang future. Actually, this is the way. You make a decision on what you want to contribute, which path you would like to take, put it into action, and action with determination, and action with purpose. You cannot be motivated if you do not have a purpose. In this path, we wanted to feed the world in any ways. So your decision, take that into action with a strong determination. But of course, you should have a constant communication. Communication from the app above for guidance, communication with your peers, with your parents, with your teachers, with your colleagues. You cannot do things alone. So this communication is very important. Another is positivity. No? Positivity. Actually, life is made of two opposing sides, the positive and the negative. Focus on the positive sides. Take note that whatever happens, it happened for the reason, and for sure that is for good reason. You may not be able to recognize that today, but in the future, it will tell you. Positivity. Actually, it's just in the state of your mind to be happy, to stay on the positive side. And what matters most is attitude. Yung attitude talaga. Then, with this, madakpan na nimo ang imuhang swerte. No? Swerte. Well, luck. No, it's a luck. When you all have this one. And that you can find your future, you can find your contribution. I hope to see you in this industry. I hope to see you somewhere in this path. Thank you very much. And take note that if agriculture goes wrong, nothing else will have the chance to go right. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Raquel Oclarit Salingay, for your presentation and for your discussion. We really learned a lot from your discussion, ma'am. And for today's discussion, I will introduce to you the agronomy faculty of the College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries to join us with our discussion, our active faculty, Mr. Jason Gambota. Good morning, sir.
Yes, Sir Ja. Good morning to our resource speaker for today's event, the AgriStorya Talk Series. To Dr. Raquel Salingay, thank you for accepting our invitation despite despite your busy schedules. You have given spare time and para aning event. So, ma'am, thank you kayo. For the Q&A part, nakoy gi-prepare nga mga questions with you personally, and then for the whole as well as a professional. Um, okay, first, I would like to ask Ma'am Raquel. So, Ma'am, you have interact with farmers. Being an agronomist or an extension worker, how does it feel to be the catalyst of technology? So, bringing the technology from research to farmers, uh, touching lives. How does it feel, Ma'am?
Yeah, it's worth satisfying. All I can say, it's satisfying. At the end of the day, you will go home happily because you know that when you transfer this technology and they decide to apply this technology, and then you have touched their lives, and then you contributed something for the improvement of their quality of life. And that what I am dreaming of, to contribute something. And I guess that's the meaning of life. And then not just of happy being your technology adapted or being that technology introduced is accepted, but then you can also learn a lot from them. You can learn things which cannot be seen and which cannot be learned inside the classroom, because outside, that's the real world. Their world is the real world, and there are a lot of challenges in their world which we can help in our own capacity.
Yes, that's true, ma'am. Ang mga farmers no kanang di lang gid nga ingon nga kita ang mutudlo sa ilaha, but it's a two-way of learning, ma'am. We gain knowledge from them, and then we give technologies from the research to the farmers. So we are the professionals that really feeds the professionals. So ika nga pa nga ni ma'am na kung wala ang agronomist, wala ang mga field workers, ang mga extensionists, um, agriculture is really dili siya mag-function well tungod kay sa atong daily lives kinahanglan nato ang cereals as a staple food. So again ma'am, napay isa ka question ako. For you, Ma'am Raquel, what is the most important quality or trait that an aspiring student should have or should develop to pursue a career as an agronomist?
Okay. I always believe that attitude matters. Even if how intelligent you are, how skillful you are, if you do not have that attitude, then you can go nowhere. So even if you're not a student in agronomy, how much more if you are an agronomist? You should have to cultivate. You should cultivate the good attitude, an attitude to be open to anything that may come across, to learn from the experiences, to learn from everyone, because I guess learning doesn't only happen in the classroom, it also happen outside the classroom. To be open to learn, to have a positive attitude and willingness to help. I guess that's one of the most important thing. Then your study, your enrichment in your knowledge, it comes next. Yeah.
Thank you for that, ma'am. So attitude really matters. So we will entertain questions from our viewers. So from Femeline Bitangkogo, her question is, what type of extension services does an agronomist do for its community?
Yeah, there are a lot. You can conduct trainings on, to be specific in agronomy, so you can conduct trainings on rice production, corn production, anything about management in agronomic crops and in crop production. It is covered by agronomy because, again, as I've said, in agronomy, we are managers. We manages the inputs in our farm. So those things that comes within that premise can be used as your tool in the community extension. Yeah, those
Okay.
technologies from seed. You can start from seed and end up to seed. Seed technology is under agronomy. So how to produce viable seeds, how to store viable seeds, it is part of us. It is part of our life. And you can use that one in extending technologies, extending help to the people.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that, ma'am. Another question is from our um, faculty member, Sir Jared Kotamura. What makes agronomy unique from other agriculture specialization?
Okay. You know, mahirap ang Miss Universe na question, but I wanted to be a Miss Universe. I would like to answer the question. So first, let's start in the broader sense, like crop production. Take note that only crops can convert sunlight into food. So when you do crop production, you are converting sunlight into food. Okay, uniqueness in crop production from other discipline. Next, now in agronomy, we are unique because what we are growing is those crops that we are eating every day, and that crops is converting sunlight into food for our table every day. That's, I guess, the unique in agronomy. It can be delineated from horticulture because, like, I am not. I'm just trying I'm trying you to see the difference between horticulture and agronomy, because in agronomy we are dealing on food crops, food for every day, like the rice, the corn, the root crops, those crops that are cultivated extensively in wider or in larger scale, no, yung dinaghan yung kinahanglan na to everyday na mga food crop. Well, we cannot live without rice, but we can live without coffee. Yeah, that's the difference, no? We cannot live without corn, but we can live without banana, right? We cannot live without rice, but we can live without pineapple. I guess the answer is in between that lines, and that is how unique we are.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Another question from Voli Krazik. Hello, Ma'am Raquel. What are the postgraduate degrees for agronomy, and what schools in Mindanao are offering further studies?
In agronomy, in the department, we have Masters of Science in Agronomy. We also have PhD in Agronomy. I guess UPLB and other SUCs are offering agronomy because agronomy is wider, no? Wider ang iyahang coverage. Okay. But maybe in the new curriculum, you have the crop science, because crop science, the wider iyahang range, but it is also the umbrella of agronomy.
Another question, ma'am, from Richly Selma. What do you believe is your best asset as an agronomist, Ma'am Raquel?
Oh, pang Miss Universe na po. Yeah, ang hirap, no? Best asset. So I have to select from all the asset if I have asset. Technically, I do not have financial asset. What I have is my knowledge and my experience. Knowledge from the four walls, experience from the farmers, and together they become wisdom. And I guess as an agronomist, that's my asset, the only asset I have. And that's the asset that I can share to the younger generation.
We should not be limited in the four walls of, four corners in the room. We should go out and interact with farmers and
Exactly. Because these experiences, good experiences from the farmers, may not be written in the book. What had been written mostly in the book is the experiences of the researchers from the formal sectors. So that's why you need to go down, experience with the farmers so that you will know these experiences. And mind you, these experiences, it is transferred from several decades now, and there are a lot of things you will learn from them, and that is one of the best tool in teaching, as well as in conceptualizing and conducting research that will suit to their needs.
So, another question, wala pa man. Okay, so from Genesis Jared Kutamura, as we encouraging the youth to appreciate agriculture, how do you react to people addressing agriculture course as bisag agriculture lang ra? O ano ron?
Well, maluoy ko sa ila. Why? Because they don't know that every day is agriculture. Na every day when they wake up in the morning, when they no yung hinigaan nila na kumo o na bed sheet or yung kumot man lang is product of agriculture. So I pity for them, but I wanted them to learn that agriculture is everywhere, and agriculture is the mother of all industries. Yeah, and that is one of our challenge. Being in the sector, that is one of our challenge.
Yes, changing the perception of the youth that agriculture is more than that, than the being just a course or guna-guna lang anak sila no, pero for me agriculture is a way of life jud siya kay when you sleep and when you wake up, kinahanglan na to ang agriculture. Ika nga nila pag tayo'y kumakain, we are involved in the agriculture na thing. So as long as we eat, we are engaging in agriculture. So another question from Jake Warren: how do we do extension program in this type of pandemic? Time of pandemic, if we do it online, considering the fact that our farmers are located in remote areas, which may have slow internet or may have not at all.
Well, in the rural areas, we still have the radios. And here in CMU, we have a development radio. So we can reach them through broadcast media. And or else we can have the print media delivered to their places. But in our experience, what we did here is reaching them through broadcast media.
Okay. So, based on my sa naibalaan ako ma'am na amoy program sa MU nga kanang about sa inana kanang pag kuan sa through radios unsa kay ito siya ma'am katong
Yeah, we have Mag-uuma Bida Ka in the XMU FM. It is aired every morning.
Okay. So another question. So ingon pa ni kuan may Kasas Shin. Okay, wala. So another question. Good day, ma'am. What are the common problems of agronomy here in the Philippines?
So you mean agronomic crop production, or you mean the social issues? Well, I would like to answer in the production side. Production, there are still this problem, or a local problem on the awareness, on the appropriateness of the variety being cultivated, appropriate technology for appropriate variety grown. And we also have this, another is, aside from the economic problem, because when we cannot do away from producing much, and sometimes prices will go down, so kawawa naman yun si farmers, isang problema yun. But we cannot control that one in our own farm, so that is a quite complicated problem that needs to be addressed in the system. But yeah, in the production per se, we still have this challenge on varieties or practices that could be resilient, or that are resilient to climate change effects. Alam niyo naman ngayon, meron ng climate change, no? So, minsan uulan, minsan mainit naman. Babaha, minsan walang ulan. So that is still part of the problems, challenges we are facing nowadays. And if you become a researcher, you may focus on that, how to develop technologies, discover approaches that would develop technologies na magiging resilient yung production system natin into climate change effects. And besides, we are still looking into the sustainability of our farming systems that are part of the among the problems in the sector.
Okay. So another question, Doc, what decisions are the easiest for you to make, and then follow-up question is, what are the most difficult as an agronomist po?
Okay, kasi medyo broad rong agronomist na ano, 'di ba? Path.
Mm.
Ano bang gusto mo? What do you want to hear? In the production or being which path is yung gusto mong marinig?
Siguro ma'am, being, kuan siguro yung pasabot, a manager,
A manager of your own farm. What's the easiest decision? Well, the easiest decision that is to plant, not to produce. But the hardest, the most difficult decision to make is what appropriate technology that would suit to the plant that you're going to grow.
okay. So, for me ma'am, napod ko question ma'am, narrating sa kuan. So, there have been many graduates nga ni Agi sa imuha, sa imong pag-mentor. How they are today? Kumusta sila? Kanang asa sila karon? If ever, can you cite someone nga you see that that has a good career for now this time?
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I see you. And there are a lot more. In fact, without setting modesty aside, some companies are looking for graduates in agronomy. Just yesterday, I received two pala and 5 items nga kanang ga-invite sila for kanang personnel kay ga-hire. But to tell you, naglisod ko pangita kay most of our graduates were already employed. If not employed, they were already doing their own business. Agripreneur, some are having their own farm, some are processing their own product. Yeah. And some also, and most pala, are employed in seed companies, in chemical companies, and any sector in the field. So, yeah, I wanted to cite this. I don't know if he heard me. One of my advising, and I guess his story is very inspiring. His story really is very inspiring. I don't know if Jason know this one, but I don't want to mention the name. But actually, during his college days, we will accept the fact nga naa man gyud mga estudyante nga dili kaayo maayo og score. Na gyud mga estudyante nga dili pud kaayo maayo mo sulat. Pero na mga estudyante nga dili maayo mo sulat, dili maayo og score pero maayo sa field. Maybe that advisee of mine belongs to letter B. Dili kaayo maayo sa klase, pero maayo siya sa field. Maayo pud ba? So in our profession kasi, you need to be fluent, so that you can transfer knowledge. So to cut it short, he graduated. He took his degree 5 or 6 years. Okay. Then usahay being a teacher, makita kana bitaw mga student, makita man gid usahay nato kana bitaw may exam kay face to face man. Karon di na makita, no? Pero face to face man sa una kanang mangli-ili lang bitaw. Nya moagi ka sa lobby, higagi nimo sa lobby. I don't know kung unsay dala ni mga advisor nga muram na sila og kanang makakitag abat so tabunan ilang dagway kay mahadlok sa ilahang advisor kung mulabay. So that's the ingon ana ako pagkaila siya. But then after graduation, mga 2017 sila ni graduate, mga 2018 niagi ko sa isa sa mga LGUs somewhere in Kaswagan. Is that Lanao Norte? Yeah. So, I was shocked. I was happy. Parang mix of emotion. Kasi, gitawag na siya og sir. So, would be thinking that advisee of mine will become a mentor. So, medyo naulaw siya primero. Kaya ako man po siyang sungugon. Uy, sir. Actually, he became a trainer in organic agriculture. So he is teaching now the young na nag-enroll yata o kanang yung ano ba yon, organic agriculture, yung NC, no? So naa siya isa sa mga LGUs. And every now and then I see the post of this person Nga naka-develop na sila og farm within the LGUs, happy na ka siya share saya knowledge to the farmer. So I am happy with that also. So that is just one very unique, a very inspiring story of my advisee. And there are a lot more. Katulang kay medyo na-overwhelmed ko sa iyang accomplishment. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am, kay dili man jud tanan nga kuan ka ng mahimong researcher kay naadyoy tao nga passion jud niya nga mag-research, passion niya as an educator, but some of us being kuan yun, makita nato atong self as an entrepreneur. Yes, ma'am. So wala ko kaila siguro sa iya. So, another question, ma'am, from Lovely Jane Pilo. Good day, ma'am. Based on your idea, what is the difference between agronomy and agriculture? So,
Okay.
siguro, kanya na kuan kaayo.
Okay, thank you, Lovely. But you know, Lovely, agriculture, siya ang mama ni agronomy. Agriculture, it involves
In short.
the crops and the livestock production. Si agronomy, isa lang siya sa mga anak ni agriculture. Engaged siya into production sa mga food crops. Particularly, katong mga staple crops nato. Staple meaning to say, kinahanglan nato siya everyday.
So, appeal na iyahang soil, mga adaptive
Management, yeah.
management. So, kung dili magod na to i-manage atong land, dili na to amumahon. So, 50% sa ato ang kuan di ba ma'am, from yield is coming from management and or care and maintenance sa ato ang production. So,
Yes.
another question from Aljun Solis. So, what is the best between choosing horticulture or agronomy? Is there any similarities or difference?
When you are asking me what is the best, so I already have bias, Aljun.
Ay.
No? Kaya naman ko sa agronomy. But then, if you want me to suggest what to take, it's up to you. But the difference between agronomy and horticulture, I said earlier, we are focused on the food crop production, feed crop production, feed and fiber crops production, and the management of this production system. In horticulture, they are into pomology, fruit production, flower production, landscaping, yan, plantation crop. So yan yung focus nila.
So we are
That's the
specialized
difference.
in production and farming systems, mga field crops.
Yes po.
Okay. So from another question, ma'am, from Valgilane Villarmino. So, good day, ma'am. Aside from production of crops, what makes agronomy stand out from the other agricultural courses?
Okay, thank you. Valjaline. What is that? Valjaline. Anyway, don't get me wrong, ha. I'm not discrediting other majors. I want to just you to say what's in agronomy. But you know, in agriculture, all of the specialization are working in synergy. Diba? They are working in synergy. Kaya nga lang, in agronomy nga, as we have said earlier, yung focus niya is yung mga management practices on producing field crops. Yung katong mga tanom nga dinaghan nato nga pagtanom, katong mga tananom nga gikinahanglan nato matag adlaw nga atong ginakaon, no, katong dinaghan ang ato ang pagpatubo sa ilaha. Dinagko og dili pod kaayo intensive ang ilahang farming system. Yan. So kaya nga we are managers. Haron makataas ang ato ang production. Yan.
So thank you for that, ma'am. Another question from Vincent Mir. Good morning, ma'am. Do you think na maka-affect sa atong economy ang pag-export of rice from Thailand to our country? I mean, import siguro ni siya or
Yeah, your question is quite political. Maybe import, no? Kay wala man taga-export. Gawas mga early 70s nag-export yata, nag-export tag rice. But then, yeah, import siguro from Thailand. Of course, it has political bearing, no? It has political bearing. It has political effect on our, economic effect. It has effect on our economy. Should I answer this question? Sige. Yung very na lang, mga pinakadali ninyong makita. Our farmers are producing rice, di ba? And I suppose, based on my experience, these farmers, they have surplus. Okay, na sila yung mga surplus. Meaning, this surplus, kato na ng sobra sa ilang gikaon na pwede nilang ibaligya. Now, we know that our country, mas taas gyud ang iyahang production cost compared to other country. Okay? So, kung naatay i-import nga mga like bugas, maybe mas barato ang iyahang presyo. Karon, if you are the consumer, unsa man imong paliton? Ang barato nga presyo or katong medyo mahal-mahal? Okay? Technically, mas mopili dito sa medyo barato. So what will happen? Unsay mahitabo ni farmer, sa kang farmer mismo, there can be medyo maubos na ang how to say it kanabang subtly, mas ubos na ang iyahang mahalin, no? Mas ubos na iyahang ginansya. And I guess that is one of the very visible effect kung mag-import ta.
So it affects the local farmers in general, ma'am, sa ilahang profit, tungod kay mas i-prefer sa consumers ang mas barato nga katong i-import nga rice from other countries. So another question, ma'am, from Rich Lee Silma. Agriculture is our wisest pursuit because ultimately it will make the greatest contribution to the wealth and morality. So, dili siya question na nag-comment na siya. So, we're waiting for another questions. Okay. So, nalang ko'y question po, ma'am, regarding sa atong. So, we all know that agriculture is getting advanced. So, we are employing more advances in technologies, in the way of farming. So, for you, ma'am, despite this fact, how can an agronomy graduate become relevant to make impact in the society? Despite this fact nga ang kasagara ka ng advance na kayo.
Okay, pang Miss Universe ha. So how can agronomist can create impact to the society?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ganito yan. Your impact is not similar to the impact of others. Iba-iba kasi yung role natin, di ba? There's no two person in one role. Lahi-lahi yun. Maski ganit twin, lahi-lahi yun na isla role sa kalibutan. Una, to create an impact, search yourself. Search your strength, search your weaknesses, and search kung unsa imuhang makontribute. Again, when you're taking the path of agronomist, you are now, if you are younger, you are kanang getting ready of yourself. Nag-earn pa ka ba? Nag-earn pa ka og mga wisdom, nag-earn pa ka og mga skills. Because this then will be your tools haron maka-create kag impact dito sa community. Again, search what you want to do, search yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, and then you build yourself as an agronomist, then from that strength and weaknesses, create impact to the community. Let's say, for example, if your strength is to talk to the widest audience, to the farmers, then create a pathway. Agronomist in extension. Agronomist changing lives of the farmers. Now, as an agronomist, when you see that your passion is on research, when you see that you will be happy in research, so use agronomy in creating relevant researches, developing technologies, so that these technologies will have an impact to the lives of the farmers. Then that would be your impact as researcher, at the same time agronomist. If you are a teacher, then you are in the formal institution. You are shaping minds of the young. So then your impact is on the life of that young people, is on making or making their life easier, deciding on the pathway they want to take, and strengthening their skills, their knowledge. So that would be your impact as educator. If you want to be, if your strength is on directly tilling the land as an agronomist, then produce a lot of food using those technologies. While sharing this food, not necessarily panghatag, but pwede ka mag-produce, ibaligya, that is your impact. Diba? If you are an entrepreneur, agro-entrepreneur, then you can build your own well-being and agronomist in that entrepreneurial endeavors. Produce, or you can make your own agro, what's that son, agro-ecotourism part, being an,
Agro-ecotourism.
yeah, being an agronomist, then that's your mark, that's your impact to the community. See, you can make different impacts using your strength and your tool, the knowledge, the skills, the art and science of being an agronomist.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
as I said, there's no two similar people with similar role. Yan yung pinaka-first. Search yourself. Determine your strengths. Find out your weaknesses and build yourself so you can create impact to whatever path you will take. Yan lang siguro, son. I don't know kung pang Miss Universe na to, son, but that is how I feel and that is how I believe in 4 decades or more in existence in this ning planetahan eh.
Very well said, ma'am. Tinuod yun ang imong giingon nga. We need to find our passion and then make an impact sa atong community. So, kasagaran sa atong farmer, nga mga farmer owners karon, so ga-develop sila sa ilang farm and then eventually this farm would be an agrotourism. So, we are making impact nga kanang mga stress reliever sa mga professional pods nga uban, so they tend to visit our farms and then have a great time magstay dito. So para sa ko pod, that would be a great impact nga mahatag nato sa ilaha. Okay, next nga question lang from Sir Nick Borines. Hello, Doc. What are the current research prospects in agronomy?
Okay, so there are a lot, but then trend for now, we are, as I said earlier, most of the direction in researches in agronomy is more on developing climate resilient practices, resilient practices sa ato ang sector, and one of the kato medyo pet crops is murag medyo swak kaayo siya or dali ra siya dakpon sa mga funding agencies. Like we have the adlay, no? The adlay kay murag si rice and corn murag daghan na kaayo sila man og mga researches. So adlay now is emerging practices apart from the other areas of research like the practices to be resilient in agriculture. In my own my convection is on working on minor cereals. So I'm working on the millets. Yeah.
Can you share, ma'am, can you share some researches uh, about these minor cereals nga imong gina-kuan karon?
The minor cereals, I don't know if these young people here are familiar with dawa, but dawa has been used in the earlier time. So we are reintroducing. Currently, we are still on the stage of yung pag-research ng good management practices because we wanted to reintroduce these crops as part of our daily food or alternate to rice and corn. Minor cereals also include the adlay. So adlay now is gaining attention in the research sector. Yeah. So minor cereals, medyo nawala sila sa circulation. But then if you try to take a look at them and the nutrient content, they are far more better, no, to some aspects than the rice and corn.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Another question from Mauro Guyo. Ma'am, as what I have observed, gano kaha nga ang farmers sa laing nasud kwartahan man nya diri sa atua kay baliman kaayo. So
Yeah. No, medyo lami kay tubagon imong pangutana pero mahadlok ko kog tubag kung ano, no?
lagi.
No, pero that's, that's a very, this question is always hunting me. Whatever path I take, this question is hunting me. Ngano kaha ang farmers sa laing nasud kwartahan? Ang sa atuan naman, pobre. So, I've been to an industrialized countries, tama. Si farmer bitaw dito, kwartahan man. Pero diri sa atuan medyo dili pag kayo kwartahan. But then, nga supposedly, this should be the one ang kwartahan, no? Kay sila man ang foundation. I wanted to answer this one in the perspective of being an educator. Okay? So, maybe, kasi daghan answer ana nga tubag manggod, lahi-lahi nga perspective ang tubag ana nga daghang tubag nga pangutana o sa lahi-lahi nga perspective. Pero may akong answer sa inyo karon being in the perspective of an educator because and an extensionist because based on my experience seldom you can see katubang mga mga farmers nga ma-prioritize, di ba? Maski gani sa inyong balay, naabaday ni ingon sa inyong diretso nga mag-umakadong. Di ba ang giingon sa inyong mga kinikanan, paningkamot og eskwela, kay kung di ka mo ningkamot og eskwela, mapareha ka namo mag-uuma. So in that statement alone, kidaog-daog na nato atong kaugalingon. So this instilling this mindset to the young generation will deny them to choose agriculture. And we cannot choose, supposedly, the people in agriculture should be the best people in town, should be the brilliant people in town. So what happened now? The brilliant people in town will go to medicine, will go to engineering, will go to will become a lawyer, no? Parang ganyan eh. Nagiging last priority siya, even in our very micro kind of community in the household. So maybe we'll start to cultivate this mindset nga ang farmers walay lawyer, walay engineer, walay doctor kung walay farmers. From there, if we value agriculture, then hinay-hinay mo taas ang moral sa mga mag-uuma. Hinay-hinay mo taas ang kapasidad sa mga mag-uuma kay maningkamot man na sila to learn, to discover new techniques. Well, there are a lot of reasons, a lot of answers to that questions I've said earlier, but I wanted only to share this answer. Diri lang pud nga kani siya nga premise. Other than that, like political and other, dili lang sa kumutubag ana dili. Yan lang siguro.
Thank you. So another question from Jade Siliris. So good morning, ma'am. Did you ever try to experience hardship or failure in being an agronomist? Follow-up question, how you manage yourself to believe in your strength and to rise up again? So,
okay. So I have been, kasi the path I choose now, no? And I guess I will settle on this path. Kaya medyo tigulang na si Manang. So, and then before I was a social worker, I wanted to share this one. I wanted to share this one to the young generation. This is my experience when I was younger and when I was able to different barangays, different poverties, different phases of poverty in the community. And this is the hardship. When you see that the farmers themselves are not or the farmers or the producers themselves do not have something to eat. That's the hardest and that's the most painful experience I had. And then because of that, I was challenged. No? To see that maski si mag-uuma nga nagtanom og humay, wala siya kaunon para sa iyahang mag-uuma. That's the greatest challenge, being an agronomist at the same time as agriculturist. Okay? Another. Okay? And I guess, and I want you to, this is a little bit funny and a very remarkable experience of mine. I want to share this one. When I got employed in that, in that institution, I was 20, 21 years old or 22. We conduct a research. We conduct a training. The training is all about on-farm research. So farmers will do research about SRI, or the Systems for Rice Intensification. You can just imagine how small I am during that day. My waistline is 22, my weight is 33 kilograms. So just like a grade 5 student, I guess. Ayan na lang ko pangutan og pila akong waistline, pila akong timbang karon, pero dili ra pud baya pud siya mag times 2. Wala na nag times 2. Okay. So when we have conducted this training, this is very common in the community. There is this medyo hubog-hubog na ba? Na siguro sa among kagagmay nga nagkandak na himong resource person. And murag na siyang mind na moto ora mo gikan si MU, parang ganyan gid ang istorya na gikan si MU, moto ora gid may sa inyo hag muta makmugbasakan. Okay? Being the fresh graduate nga actually my father is not an agriculturist. I mean, he is not a farmer. Wala pud may farm. No, pero na ako experience during college, so na-challenge ko, patay yun ni Ron, o unsaon pagtanom si Humay, gi-practicean yun ako na tibo o gabi, gibasa yun ako ang libro. But then because my passion nga mutabang or mo-deliver ato nga message sa ilaha, the following day, ni unay gid mig adto sa basakan og nakatamak gid mi sa basakan. From that, I've earned the kana bitong trust at the farmers, and now we are together running an organization, and it was not hard, maybe nalang kay kahadlok, but it is challenging and it is enjoyable doing that with the farmers. How do I manage katong mga challenges? Well, I just keep on reminding myself that I have a purpose. Wherever I will be, I have to go back to that sense of purpose. Pwede mang isa ka purpose, naka-isa ka purpose, but you have different strategy. Like I've said earlier in my presentation, my purpose is to feed the people because I'm in the sector, but I have different ways of different ways of doing it. Okay? Just always remember your purpose. So that's why as early as now, as young as you are, decide on what you can contribute in the future. Decide on kana bang puhon mamatay ta, mga matay man gyud ang tanan. And I keep on telling this to my students during the face-to-face nga kung nana kasi imong lungon, maghuna-huna kag unsay istorya sa mga tawo sa imuha, kung unsay imong gustong madungog sa ilaha, that can be your purpose. And stay to that, no? Di man siguro ka gusto ingnon sa mga tao nga namatay na yung animal, or di man siguro. No, gusto jud ka nga, uy, namatay na siya, daghan di siya gikatabang namo. Og mao gyud iyang gihimo sa mga. So, look, search that purpose for yourself, your purpose, and that would give you extra strength, no? Then and mahitabo na siya if you have the inner guidance and the guidance from up above. And of course, the people around you.
Yes, true. So, mo to siya Jade, kinahanglan lang yun nga dili di mo question imong worth, but to question your goal so that you will have a purpose. So makita nimo ang purpose. So, thank you ma'am for giving us the mga idea kung asa padulong ang graduates sa mga agronomists, so we can be an manager, an entrepreneur, a teacher, and also an very kanang pareha kang Ma'am Raquel nga kanang touching lives sa community. So Sir Ja, unsa man?
All right. So thank you so much, Raquel Oclaret Salingay, and to our active faculty, agronomy faculty, Sir Jason Gambota. To all our viewers, did you enjoy the discussion? Indeed, that was a very engaging and productive discussion we have today. Thanks to our resource speaker, Dr. Raquel Oclarit Salingay, the Department Chair of the Department of Agronomy and Plant Breeding of of CMU. And now, the evaluation form for all our viewers is posted online. And now let us award the certificate of appreciation. Let me read the citation first. College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries, AgriStorya. Certificate of Appreciation is given to Raquel O. Salingay for imparting her knowledge and expertise as resource speaker in AgriStorya Career Path in Agronomy. Given this 15th day of July 2021 at the College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries, Caraga State University, Main Campus, Ampayon, Butuan City, Agusan del Norte. Signed, Elizabeth P. Parak, the College Dean of the College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries. Thank you so much, ma'am. And for our viewers and students, kindly fill up this form evaluation to receive your certificate of participation, which is posted in online. Thank you so much, ma'am, again for your valuable time and for sharing your experiences to all our viewers. And to gain other insights and other agriculture specialization, follow us and register on our upcoming AgriStorya web talks. And if anybody else has questions for AgriStorya, don't hesitate to contact us and visit and like the College of Agriculture and Agri-Industries FB page and be updated with our latest activities. So for our latest activities, for tomorrow, which is June 16, we have Career Path in Horticulture by our resource speaker, John Paul R. Gapasin. And for next week, on Monday, we have July 19, would be another web talk series on Career Path in Crop Protection by Dr. Mark Angelo O. Balendres. And on July 20, the Career Path in Agricultural Technology by Miss Tihani Oxtero. So that would be all for all our activities today. For the Career Path in Soil Science would be on July 21, 2020 by our faculty member in Oklahoma State University. Okay, so that would be all for all our AgriStorya web talk series for today. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day, everyone.